Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I am your meteorologist, Jess Peterson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your week. Yes, it is time for the week forecast, as it is indeed Sunday evening. So, what will we be talking about tonight? We will obviously be talking about the week forecast for the week of tonight, Sunday, September the 14th, going into Saturday, September the 20th. We also will talk about our forecast just for tonight as well. And then we'll also continue to talk about our rain, see how much rainfall we will receive for the week, what's the temperature anomalies looking like, will we have an above average week and a below average week, stuff like that. And then overall, I believe that is about all. We may comment on the breezy conditions that are going on throughout the state as well later. But if you have not hit the subscribe button or the like button yet, make sure you go in and do so. We have 585 subscribers trying to get to that main goal of 600. We are 15 away. 15 away from that main goal of 600 subscribers. So please, if you have not done so already, go on and do that. And then also with the like button, it's free. You can change your mind at any time. And so far as I can see, it looks like mostly everyone has hit the like button. I see 4 people in here, only 3 likes. So go and hit the like button if you have not already. So what's going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? There is nothing going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina right now as we speak. But what is going on throughout the entire U.S.? We do have rainfall that's going on in the coastal North Carolina region as well as side of Florida. We also do have some severe weather in Tennessee going over even into Arkansas, Missouri getting in on some of that rainfall as well as Illinois. Then we also do have some rainfall with with the tornado watch going on up here inside of North Dakota, and then some rainfall outside of South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. All of these regions will have a chance for some severe weather. Now, what about up here in southern Northwest? We do have rainfall from Washington, Oregon to Idaho, even into Montana. We have some severe weather over in Montana as well. So there's some severe weather going on throughout a good amount of the country right now. And we even had a lot of tornadoes that did occur. I saw up there in the area that we were just looking at up there inside of North Dakota. North Dakota had a wedge tornado over there earlier. Not quite sure if that's still on the ground or not, but I know it did in fact happen. So damaging tornadoes happening up there. Cloud cover for right now. We actually do have some cloud cover going on throughout the state, and it's actually kind of seeming like more mostly cloudy than mostly clear. As we have cloud cover inside the upstate, Midlands, PD, Grand Strand, Low Country, all regions have some cloud cover. Now we do have some areas that don't have, that do not have any cloud cover for now. Will that change? Possibly. But if we go in and look at the future, as we go in and push this forward, you can see that cloud cover will continue to kind of get a lot more widespread. It will get a lot more widespread, especially as you go into tomorrow morning, and then as you go into tomorrow evening ish, somewhere around that time frame, seems like cloud cover will continue to be on that more widespread track. So for now, it looks like that we will see that increase in cloud cover as we move into tomorrow afternoon slash evening. Current temperatures right now 73 in Columbia as well as 69 in Orangeburg, 69 in Somerville as well as 69 in Sumter, 69 inside of Hartsville and Florence as well as 68 in Georgetown, 70 in Murray's Inlet and Myrtle Beach, 68 in Conway as well as 71 in Spartanburg, 72 in Greenville as well as 74 in Clemson, 79 inside of Gaffney as well. That says, or 70. That looks weird on my other screen that I have, but 70 inside of Gaffney. We also have 69 in Orangeburg as well as Somerville, 71 in Charleston, and 73 in Beaufort. Low temperatures for tonight, 63 in Greenville as well as 63 in Spartanburg, 63 also inside of Columbia and Camden, 63 also in Florence, 62 in Sumter, Dillon, Moncks Corner is included in there, and 61 in Lawrence from Greenwood to Aiken, 65 in Charleston and 68 inside of Hilton Head and 63 in Georgetown, 65 in Myrtle Beach. What about your rainfall for tonight? There actually is a chance for some rainfall tonight. You can see 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch goes here for parts of that upstate along that South Carolina and North Carolina border, also including parts of Georgia as well. And then Dillon over there with 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch lures might be included in there. And again, that's right on that South Carolina North Carolina border that goes all the way, it seems, from just to the southeast of Char. I believe that's Marlboro County all the way down into Horry County. And even getting close to North Myrtle Beach as well. Now, what about the crazy score? Crazy score for tonight, we're at a 9. Obviously, it's going to stay mostly dry tonight. It will continue to stay mostly dry. There is a slight coastal rain chance, especially in the PD region, and they even talk about the Charleston Tri-County area as well. But we'll go and look at the models. We'll see what the models have to say. No flood risk with this, but it's still going to be a little bit breezy, though. It has been breezy pretty much for the majority of the day. SPC outlook for tonight, we still do not have a thunderstorm risk for tonight. No thunderstorm risk for tonight at all. And same thing pretty much for tomorrow as well. No thunderstorm risk for tomorrow. But on Tuesday, we do in fact have a little thunderstorm risk up there for that area where we have the chance for rainfall tonight. It goes up there from North Myrtle Beach all the way over near Loris, all the way into Marlboro County, as we have that thunderstorm risk there. Now, will it be severe? It's not looking to be severe right now, but it's just looking like regular thunderstorm activity right now. No excessive rainfall is expected at this time, so we are good there. And so let's go in and talk about the models. So we're going to start off here at the mark that we are at, 9 o'clock. Make sure that you pay attention to the time in the top right corner of your screen. As we push this forward, you can see that rainfall stays mostly dry, and the reason why we have that chance of rainfall over there inside of the coastal areas and then also up there along that South Carolina, North Carolina border in the PD area is because of this low pressure out here to our east. Now that will cause us, especially up there inside of North Carolina, that will cause them for sure some rainfall, maybe some flooding activity potentially, but it's not looking as bad as it was looking like, I know when we were looking at the long-term models, but I mean, if you go in and just look at accumulation, not much that I'm seeing there. But for us, it just seems like that it's not going to quite make it there by around 1 p.m. So, but what about even further into the future? Because that outlook that we look at goes even further into the future. So as we go on and push this forward, you can see even by 8 o'clock p.m., you're still not seeing anything. So was that just the National Weather Service looking at a different model? Were they looking at a blend of models? What exactly were they looking at? And that's just their forecast on it. But this is one model run, so things will change. Things will change 100%. And when the 0Z comes out, we'll have an even better look, especially when we get to tomorrow morning and my morning forecast update comes out. We will for sure have a better look on if we will get any sort of rainfall tomorrow. But look around 9, 10 p.m., we have rainfall moving into the upstate. That's the area up there that we were looking at. But again, it goes to 8 p.m. tomorrow, so this is not included in the inside of the map that we just looked at for precipitation not too long ago. That will continue to push down to the south by around 1, 2, 3 a.m., and we still have rainfall just coming in from North Carolina from that low pressure, kind of pushing it down to the south, into the upstate, into the northern Midlands by around 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Still, I mean, you still have isolated to scattered shower activity going on inside of these regions. Even by 10, 11, 12 p.m., noon on Tuesday, we still have this isolated to scattered shower activity going on inside of the upstate still. So, but I'm not really seeing too much activity for the PD or Grand Strand. I'm really seeing a lot of it inside of the upstate and the Midlands. But we'll talk more about this tomorrow night. What about the GFS though? So obviously you can see it has more rainfall, kind of getting more into the PD and Grand Strand area on Tuesday, like during like the nighttime hours. So potentially that could happen. And maybe the short-term one just is not as confident in it, which is possible. But it doesn't look like anything like too bad, which is why we don't have any flooding threats. Just because, this just seems to be like some rainfall, maybe a couple of downpours, but it's not really looking like to be anything too bad in terms of flooding. Now, thunderstorms are also possible. Thunderstorms obviously always have that chance for some torrential downpours to occur. So never will say that flooding is not expected, and we won't have it for sure, because anything can happen with any sort of storm, so it doesn't really matter. But it seems like a high pressure tries to take over, doesn't quite restrict the moisture by around September the 18th and the 19th, but just continuing through the majority of this week, though, it looks like that rainfall will occur for a lot of regions, but it just won't be as widespread. And it doesn't seem to be kind of like that concerning. Even as you go into like the 19th and the 20th, things seem to dry out a little bit more. And then once we get to around the 21st, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, high pressure kicks in, and we seem to stay dry during that time period. But once we get to around September the 27th, we really can't go any further than that in terms of like in depth, just because it's way too far out. But it looks to be like a little bit of a less active into September, which contradicts my whole statement that I said last night, because last night I did say that the last couple of days, according to the GFS, actually looked to be a little bit more active. And now look at it. It took a complete 180. Remember, this is 300 hours out, so you just can't really put too much faith into these models, and that's why I put we could possibly have a couple of active days at the end of September, because now, like I said, it's taken a complete 180, and now it's looking like it's looking a lot more drier. Now, for that last day, September 30th, you have this one low pressure right here, but I'm not really too concerned about that. I didn't even look on the complete left side of my screen we're 384 hours out, so this is September 30th. We are 15 days out from this, but it shows a huge hurricane inside the Gulf, but 300 hours out, so I'm not going to show that. But that's it for the model. So what is going to occur this week? What's the forecast looking like for this week? So starting off, in terms of this week, in terms of temperatures, it actually will be above average in terms of temperatures. It will be above average in terms of the temperatures, especially inside of the upstate and the Midlands. Now, the low country seems to be a little bit more on the average side. Same thing for the western Grand Strand and PD region. Even the southern Midlands as well seems to be more on the more average in terms of temperature-wise. Everyone else, though, especially inside the upstate, the more towards the upstate you go, the more of a chance that you have to see some more above-average temperatures. Now, what about precipitation? You may ask? Precipitation actually seems to be below average this week, and I'm not really too surprised. Not too surprised at all. Just because of all of the rainfall that we weren't really seeing too much on the models, just like in the past couple of minutes or so from what we were looking at there. So I'm not really too surprised. There. So let's go on. I do want to talk about the temperature anomaly zone, just see how the week progresses. If we go on over here to the GFS, going to push this forward. We start this week off actually cooler than average. But as the week progresses, we will obviously warm up. I've been talking about a warm up for like the past couple of days now, and about how we would warm up, and it seems like that we are looking to warm up, especially as we get into around like September, probably around like September the 19th is when it's really going to kick in, even to the 20th. But then you start to kind of see some more cooler air push in by like the early part of next week, but we're just mainly focused on this week, as the start of the week seems to be more cooler, while the end of the week seems to be more warmer. Now, what about our look for just how much rainfall we could receive for this week as well? So if I go in and go over to the southeast, it's not much. To be honest, it's not much at all. You can see right here, 7-day precipitation outlook here for Sunday, September 21st, 8 p.m. is when this ends. You can see that we do not have a lot of rainfall at all. Maybe around a tenth of an inch to maybe even, I'd say potentially, let me see, that goes all the way up to probably around like half an inch or so up there in like the mountains. So I'm not really looking at anything too significant. There's even some areas that might not even see rainfall in general. It's possible, especially inside the Midlands, inside of maybe even parts of the low country, might not see a drop of rain as we go through the next 7 days. And so that's going to be a concern there, especially for the drought monitor. If you remember the drought monitor, we have them normally dry. Could a drought start? Potentially. It could potentially start as we get into next week, into that, or this week into that Thursday time frame. But that's all that I wanted to say about this week. Not too much precipitation. That's why it's going to be obviously below average. And then it's going to start off to be cooler than average. But then it's going to slightly warm up as the week progresses. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off with Mr. Chris, he says, good evening, everyone. Hope your day was good. Please remember to go and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. Also share with everyone that you know. Absolutely correct. We have 8 people in. We've had 8 people or 11 people tune in. We only have 8 likes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. If you are a part of that 3 that have not hit the like button yet, make sure that you go on and do so. Also hit the subscribe button. It's free. You can change your mind at any time. And we're only 15 away from that main goal. Trill says, greetings to you. And then my aunt Lula says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. And then my Nana says, hi, Jay, have a night. Hi, Jay, hello to you. A nice day. Thanks again for driving me on yesterday. No problem at all. Glad it was a nice day. And then Ethan says, my name is Ethan Macy. Hello to you. Glad to see you tonight. And that's all that I see. So let's go and talk about the 3 areas outside of South Carolina. Now you might be asking, what in the world are those 3 locations? Obviously being Raleigh, North Carolina, also being Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Duncan, Oklahoma. And the reason why we talk about those locations is because we have people from those areas that actually tune in. They actually do, in fact, tune in almost nightly. So starting off with Raleigh first, you have low temperatures tonight at 62, high temperatures tomorrow at 76, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 61. No precipitation is expected tonight, but there is a chance of showers tomorrow, and then showers are actually likely tomorrow night as well. Now, in terms of severe weather, you're not really expecting any sort of severe weather, but in terms of any excessive rainfall, that could potentially be an issue, especially I know because you have that coastal low pressure there. But I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the outlooks. It seems to be more to the coastal areas, not really for you too much. So no severe weather and no excessive rainfall is expected. Now for Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight at 62, high temperatures tomorrow at 82, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 61. No precipitation is expected at all tonight or tomorrow night, but patchy fog is expected tonight and tomorrow morning as well, so you do have to watch for that. What about excessive rainfall? There is indeed no excessive rainfall that is expected. And what about severe weather? No severe weather there. The final location being Duncan, Oklahoma, you have low temperatures tonight at 70, high temperatures tomorrow at 90, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 68. No precipitation is expected at all for tonight, but there is a slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow during the day. No precipitation is expected tomorrow night at all. No excessive rainfall is expected, and what do you guess? No severe weather is expected either. That is all that I have inside of for the 3 areas outside of South Carolina. So what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? An upper trough and frontal boundary will focus shower and thunderstorms across portions of the plains through early on Monday. A few severe thunderstorms along with heavy rainfall are expected. Meanwhile, low pressure off the southeast coast will bring inclement weather across the mid-Atlantic coast through Monday. The system is forecast to meander off the coast and track inland early this week. So a lot going on there. That low pressure that we were just talking about, that's going to cause some problems potentially over into the mid-Atlantic coast all the way into Monday. And we actually do have, I believe that is gale warnings that are out. Gale warnings being obviously gale force winds that goes out into the Atlantic off the east coast going up into the mid-Atlantic as well. We obviously have a tornado watch that's going on up there inside of North Dakota, severe thunderstorm watch for Nebraska and Kansas, and then air quality alerts still going on for Dallas, Fort Worth, going into Houston, going into St. Louis, as well as we still have air quality alerts out there for those areas to not be outside for too long. Honestly, the tropics today was pretty much almost the same as this morning. The area that we were watching for out there actually does have still has that 70% chance of forming over the next 7 days and a 20% over the next 48 hours. Pretty much same thing that we talked about last night. That dry air will infiltrate it. But after that dry air will infiltrate it, it will continue though either way. So, and it is still expected to pretty much, or anticipated, to have some more gradual development after the dry air goes through. So again, 20% chance over the next 40 hours and a 70% chance over the next 7 days. Do we have anything inside of the email tonight? Any pictures that was sent? Let me see if I can go on and see any of that. So far from what I'm looking at, it loaded me into the wrong email for some reason. I don't know why Gmail decided to do that, but no, we have nothing for tonight. So if you want to send in a picture, you can by sending it to scweather360@gmail.com. Again, that is scweather360@gmail.com. And again, one final time before we get out of here, we have 14 people in here, and we only have 8 likes. Go on, hit the like button, and subscribe, and we're at 585, trying to get to 615 away. Top fans for tonight, we have a new number 1 that we've never had before. Ethan, that just came inside the chat, is actually number 1. Mr. Chris at number 2, and then Trails at number 3. Congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans for tonight. If you want to be a top fan, you can. You have to obviously be a subscriber to the channel, and you have to be here relatively early, or you just have to be very active inside of the chat. But honestly, it goes off of just like a scale. It's not like some people are early, but they don't type as much, but they still get, the high rating. Some people just type more, but they're not really that early. They're here late, or I wouldn't say late, but they're just not here when I started, and sometimes they just get the higher part. So it just matters just on just how everything just plays out. But that's all that I have. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Make sure that you are there. It's going to be a pretty impactful next week as well. As remember, next week on Sunday we will have our Hurricane Hugo recap next week Sunday, because Sunday night next week will be the 30. I can't remember, but it was it was somewhere like the 32nd, 33rd, or 34th year anniversary. For the people that remember the exact year, you can let me know on that, but I don't know why I'm blanking on it now. But it's somewhere around that time frame. I'll make sure that I have that memorized as I get more into it. But that's coming up. Make sure that you're there for next week Sunday as well. As not only will we be doing that, but we'll also be doing the week forecast as well for September 21st going into the 27th. Drought monitor is coming up on Thursday as well. Drought monitor is coming up on Thursday. Thank you, Mr. Chris, for that. He said 1989. That is 36 years. Okay, 36 years. Got it. So that's what we'll be talking about next week. So I will be back again tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Make sure that you are there.
Shoot your feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, 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 how. Hey, hey. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and you talk that talk, knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How, how, how. Hey, hey.